Right, I wanted to show how I went about taking my flat planes like this into these. So right up front, I'm using hard ups. You can do all this. Obviously, like hard ups is made out of, like, all their tools are built on top of what is inside of Blender. So of course you can do this in native Blender if you set up the modifiers right. I don't know what I'm doing. So this is great. So like, anyway, I'll just show you how the tool works. So I have this. I had determined what height this needed to be, along with the width as well. So it's 3 high, and it's 2 by 2 in X and Y. And so I just brought this over. I have my origin point right here, so I just put the 3D cursor there, and then I grab this, Shift S, selection to cursor, and first off, started with, just give me a sec. There we go. So this is the original geometry, and first, before we can spin it, like, we actually need some geometric cuts. So we could do that with knife project, like make a grid with a ton of different cuts, or we can use hard ups' handy tool called where is it? Dice. And if you move your mouse around, you can get a good point. So I found a number that usually going up by 11, so 11 or like 11, or it's like it's going up by 12s minus 1, because you're accounting for the edges and not the faces. So the faces need to be the like multiples of 12. The edges need to be 1 less than that. So 11 edges for 12 faces, right? So anyway, I went up to 60 minus 1, 59, and that seemed to be like, that gave me some equal results across my entire thing. I was making sure, just looking, that I wasn't getting anything too close to the edges. This might be a little bit too close, but we'll just try it out. I mean, this is what I did for the other ones anyway. So, and then after I cut it, I go back and we go on Mesh Tools and Twist 360. And I had to make sure that my my geometry was upright. On the floor, I couldn't get the right rotation, but if I hit R, I can rotate it around if I'm not getting the result I want. So that is the result I want. And I can just move my mouse, bring this in. Although I do want to be doing this up here. So as we can see, it's not the right height. So we can just change the dimensions here. I've got my origin at the bottom, so it's just going to grow up. This is 3. So I'm just going to type in 3 there. And press Control A and apply my scale. So now let's try doing that again with Mesh Tools, Twist 360, and then I'm just gonna get the width just somewhere, like I can see my cylinder there, so I'm just gonna get it, about that is good. So that's how I did it. And I also had like these edges here. It's hard to see because it's all wireframe now, but I had them filled, and I was getting this, and that's because it's bringing them together, and there's a bevel on the end of this because, this is, I wonder, hold on, let me just change viewport display. Oh, because it's a modifier. Anyway, but because I have those faces solid, it's creating the bevel around that, so I just had to make sure that there was no faces on the connecting parts. So I'll just delete that face and delete that face. Oops, and there we are. So yeah, I just did that with all 3. So yeah, now I have my high polys all ready to go, I guess. Maybe I could mess with the bevel width just slightly. But yeah, after this, I'm just going to basically duplicate it, make my low poly, create the UVs, etc, etc. I also need to create some of the other parts as well. So if we're just going to material preview to see this material, so they have this part, they also have these little hook things over the top of each one, so I'll model that and put that on. I could probably get away with just using like one piece. Well, I don't know, maybe I'll bake the whole thing, but if I just bake one and put them all on, then that might be better. Less texture space. So I need to model one pipe, one grate, and one of these, I think. That's all I've been able to spot. Pretty sure these ones are just a smaller variation of that. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing next. I have my high poly already. I just thought it would be interesting to demonstrate how I got this. It's a great tool. Like, I really love what HardOps is doing. Really speeding up the workflow of a lot of things by just, you know, putting a bunch of functions all in one tool. Like, that is really smart. Anyway, so there you go. See you in the next video.